been not so kind to us in full-time RV life. Year one was, I would say, almost as perfect as it can get. No issues with the RV.
Honeymoon phase, as some would call it.
Yeah. And I was saying, I've been under our new trailer so many times I can't even count. I've taken off more tires than I've ever taken off in my entire life on this trailer. And on the GeoPro, I don't even know what the bottom of it looked like. I don't even know what kind of axles we had. I didn't even know how to take that spare tire off if I had to, because there were no issues. But I know this trailer like the back of my hand. Let me tell you, I know every piece of it. So the past two drives, about 200 miles each, I've noticed that back passenger, the back driver tire, just getting about 10 psi hotter than, or fuller than the rest of them. And we had a bit of a freak out with the TPMS where it said it was 311 degrees.
That I was recording for, so insert that.
Yeah, like that's just not right.
It says 311?
Yeah.
Well, don't get out.
No, there's no power secret.
Get in, get in, get in, get in.
Okay, don't leave the wall there. Yeah, true. And I've noticed that along the tread, so if you have the tire just like this, along the tread, the bad tire is like bowing at the top where the rest are flat. So I looked it up last night and there were a couple of things that said it could be a sign of tire tread separation. So I said, not messing with that. We're switching it out. And I mean, we've got maybe 350, 400 miles to go.
These are the times you really don't want to record. And I'm going to try to keep the cussing to a minimum, but this is RV life and we're trying to show RV life. So Mike just said I have bad news. Why are you taking, I feel like I want to bawl my eyes out because this is so freaking annoying.
There's nothing you can do about it. This is why. So you can't get mad at this stuff because we knew going into it this was gonna happen. And luckily we're stopped when this is happening, so we can find a good spot, change it. We'll get to the state park, I'll plug it, I'll throw it back on, and full-time RV life.
Time to disconnect.
Second tire change in the same day. This is all part of the story. Is it done?
Yes. I'm really happy you have a good attitude. I have a good attitude. I am just hyper emotional because it's a long drive weekend. We've already changed one tire. We've already had a blowout on this truck. Not a blowout. We've already had a tire issue with this truck. See other video. And you just don't want anything to go wrong. I mean, it's scary. Thankfully, you just have to think of, it could always be worse. We could have been driving. We're in a safe place and able to unhook the RV and change the tire here. And Mike knows what he's doing, thank God.
All right, you got a chalk?
Yes. Wow, record time. You're a professional.
I mean, you gotta like find the silver lining. We could have been going 70 down the highway and this thing came on and we're doing this on the side of the highway, unhooking. We're at a gas station. We just, you know, it's just all around good case scenario. We meet again.
These repairs and problems sometimes are like challenging for me because I'm like, well, one, I think I'm emotional because I think about, you know, if this were to happen when we were driving down the highway. But like Mike said, it didn't. We're safe. We're in a good place to change out the tire and just be grateful that we're in this scenario versus the latter. And then also I want to help Mike because Mike is just the handyman and oh, somebody's coming over to help.
Yeah, the trailer I changed this morning.
And I just want to help Mike. I want to be hands-on. I want to do whatever I can, but thankfully Mike and I have really good communication, so just basically being there next to him, he'll tell me how I can help, and just being available to help, I guess, is how I'm being helpful. You make that look fun. One last check before we try this again. Hold that thought. Gotta go check into our harvest toast.
Alright, so we're staying here at the St. Petersburg Distillery, and you guessed it, St. Petersburg, Florida. It was a quick 70-minute drive from our RV park in Bushnell, Florida. We're gonna probably go to the beach, check out this distillery, and then we're right on this cool bike trail right behind me, so we'll probably take it to find some breweries, which we heard were nearby. But yeah, enjoy this next RV issue that we encountered with our fifth wheel. Alright, so the water heater's been leaking, and I think I can access it from in here, so I'm gonna give that a shot. Okay, so I'm a little wet. What I did is a rookie mistake, and I took the anode rod out, stood right in front of it. Luckily the water heater's been off for about a week, so it wasn't hot water, but a nice stream of water came shooting out at me. But I took it out, and here's what it looks like if you're curious. Basically brand new, it's only been used for a couple months. But I'm just trying to root cause the issue. And I took this off. I can't find any leaks within the plumbing there. There's no water coming out here. Obviously it all drained from where the anode rod was, but the water is leaking under here. So the water's coming down right along here. And I don't know what's causing that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let the water run through, flush it out a little bit, close it back up, fill it up, and just see what happens.
So, what can you do to avoid being chumps like us? Just kidding. What can you do to avoid being in this situation that we are, and hopefully avoiding repairs altogether on your RV? So the first thing that I would recommend would be, if you're thinking about buying a new RV, join Facebook groups if you can. I mean, every brand of RV has some sort of Facebook group. A lot of times you do have to own an RV to be accepted, but these people, or these Facebook groups, are run by other people. If you just mention in the whole like questionnaire thing that you have to fill out, hey, I'm interested in buying one, I'd like to learn a little bit more first, I'm sure they'll let you in. We've learned so much about the problems on our RV and the solutions from this community in the Facebook group that we're a part of. Trying to be as helpful as I can. Poor guy's on the ground, kneeling. It's very uncomfortable in the gravel, so hoping a reusable bag can assist.
Seriously, it couldn't have been a better spot.
Again.
Yeah.
Freaking tire issues, man. Ow, mosquitoes.
It's that axle. That axle is... Something's not right with that axle. It's an inch closer on this side than it is on the other. And I've been having troubles for a while now.
If the contents is shaky, it's because I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes. Flies.
At least now you know
I do like it. I make
that
it.
At least now you know the TPMS will detect a leak and listen to it, and you know what a blowout sounds like to make sure there's no damage under there. Thank God we were going 2 miles an hour when it blew and not 65. I like to think that the TPMS would have alerted us going 65 too. The reason I don't like this tire is because it's doing the same thing that the last tire did. It's starting to bow. So,
Yep.
don't want to drive 400 miles home on Sunday with a tire that's just destined to do the same thing.
Well, and that's just it. It's just, like you said, it's the axle creating this problem, so it's just a matter of time.
Yep.
The tire is already funky, combined
Yeah.
with the axle issue.
Exactly. I gotta breathe. This trailer, I swear. At least it's making us seasoned vets.
Yeah, we're learning about everything we can possibly learn, that's for sure.
Yep.
And like you said about damage, thank God, I mean, we haven't looked yet, but we probably don't have damage because we weren't going 65.
Right. What happens is this thing, usually it's the whole thing, and you're going and it's rotating, and it just
Exactly.
slaps everything.
So what I was starting to say was, we're driving from my dad's cabin to the Porcupine Mountains in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan for the weekend. It's a beautiful campground. We're only an hour away from my dad's cabin. Very exciting. The TPMS started alerting us by beeping, sounding the alarm. Gotta take it seriously, no matter what. Even if you've had some, you know, bloopers, some false alarms in the past. So we pulled over at a safe spot. Mike investigated it. He decided that he was going to change it no matter what. So we got to a safe space, and as we were starting to roll 5 miles an hour, sounded like a firework. And that's the outcome.
Time to get a new tire. Fingers crossed. Where are we?
Middle of nowhere
Ewan or something?
into UP. I need to record while we're still in shock. People, we were in and out of this place in 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Literally, I roll up. They say, "You got the tire? Where is it? In the back of the truck?"
He came and grabbed it from the back of the truck, rolled it in there. They put it on the thingy, got to work, and then that was it. Sent us into the shop to pay. That's it. And then we walk out. He goes, "It's already in the back of the truck."
Yeah.
Michigan, man.
We've made it to the Gulf from Wisconsin. 3 weekends of driving. Tennessee, Atlanta, Florida. Now we're here.
Petersburg. Never been to St. Pete's. St. Pete's Beach.
It's gorgeous.
What a beautiful beach. We just saw a bunch of dolphins swimming in here. the latest?
I'm not sure. The wire, I can't find anything that looks like obvious, so. I took the emergency brake wire out. I'm gonna try to wire just the brake wire without that and see if that does anything. According to the manual for the truck, that's the blue brake wire.
Okay.
And when the truck's on, you know, it's 0. But as soon as I had my wife step on the brakes, it goes to 12, and then it goes back to 0. Yeah, so that was good. I was getting that. So then I went to the junction box. I plugged the trailer in. I plugged the 7-way in, went to the junction box, stuck the red prong in the where the blue wires meet, the pigtail there, and I put the black prong on the ground, and I was getting nothing. Even when she hit the brakes, nothing. Then I stuck the red prong in the green pigtail, which I believe is the tail lights or the running lights or something, and I was getting 13, 14 volts.
That could be your brake light.
Right. So, but the point is, everything works when I plug the trailer in except for the brakes, and that was verified when I did the voltage test.
Yes, sir.
Replace the entire 7-way cord.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Well, we're gonna wire in a new 7-way pin. They look a little different. I hope that isn't a problem. I think it should be fine,
Oh God.
but we'll see. But anyways, I just gotta wire this into the junction box. It's only 7 cords, 7-way pin. Shouldn't be very difficult. It's actually 6 because there's no reverse, which is the yellow. And then we're just gonna test it and see if it works.
So all connected.
All connected.
That was pretty fast. That was like a half hour.
Yeah, it's just like 6 or 7 wires.
Okay.
Here's the new plug. We're gonna have you go in the truck.
Why don't you just do it to the inside one, since that's where we would do it?
I can't reach.
Okay.
from there.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're just gonna do the exact same test. So open the window. I'll tell you to brake, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have the truck keys?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry if this works, and I'm gonna cry if it doesn't work.
So let's see what you're at here.
It says check trailer brake wiring.
Yeah.
It flashed it, and I don't see it anymore. Probably not good. I guess. Braking. I think his reaction would be different if it was good. He looks stuck.
It's almost like when we hook a trailer up, the truck doesn't know what to do. Okay, turn it off. I feel like it's the truck.
Good Sunday morning from the Walmart parking lot in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, I think. Where do I start? Yesterday, we left our campground in Nashville. We were going to head to Chattanooga for the night, and then today would begin our stay in Stone Mountain, Georgia for a week. We're still in Tennessee. Never made it much further, maybe a half hour outside of Nashville. I think we mentioned the trailer brake issue that we were having, and so we had a mobile tech come out this week while we were in Nashville, and he thought he found some maybe loose wires, or the connection with one of the tires was a little bit loose or something, so he made a small repair, cost $300, to just find out yesterday that it really wasn't fixed, which we knew was a risk, of course. It's not a smoking gun problem. Like, we haven't been able to find something that's like, oh yes, this is the problem. We haven't been able to find that yet. So let me back up. We're driving yesterday and we're getting that flashing warning of trailer brake disconnect, whatever. And then and then nothing, that it like wasn't flashing at all. And so Mike kept trying the trailer brakes and we had no trailer brakes. So if you're familiar with southern Tennessee, it gets very mountainous. So it was definitely not safe for us to continue driving. So we pulled into a Walmart parking lot. No, back up. We went to a Publix to get groceries because that was part of the plan. Mike went under the RV to try to keep fixing it. I went in and got groceries. We sat there for maybe an hour or so while he was trying to fix it. No luck. So then we went to Walmart because we figured this is where we would be staying if we couldn't travel any further. So we got to Walmart. Mike kept checking more things out on the RV. I kept calling around for an RV repair shop. Either nobody was open, or the service departments were closed, or they didn't have a service technician on site, or whatever. But nobody was able to see us yesterday. I called a bunch of RV techs, mobile techs. Same thing. They either weren't available or didn't answer. So then we were recommended to one service place. They were closing. They didn't have a tech on site. After we left the service shop, we were only there for like maybe 10 minutes. They recommended the Love's truck stop. There was a Love's truck stop maybe a minute away from the RV repair place. So we went over there. The guy was like, yeah, we're super swamped, but we have a mobile tech that will be back in like 20-30 minutes. He can check it out. We waited probably like an hour, kind of just standing there tinkering. I was looking for RV parks at that point. Mike was still kind of tinkering with some things. We're checking the RV forums. We're checking the Facebook groups that we're a part of. Everything. Watching YouTube videos, trying to figure out how we can diagnose this problem on our own. Finally got seen at the Love's truck stop. The tech was really nice. He tried to look under the RV at the brakes and everything. I think maybe he monkeyed with some things, but wasn't able to find the root cause of the problem. So we said, all right, it's like 7 o'clock. Let's get to the Walmart, hunker down. There's nothing more that we could do. Nothing more that we could do at that point. So we stayed at the Walmart, and it was lovely. It was quiet. I actually got a really good night's sleep. I hope Mike did too. So now we're gonna try again today. A lot of places aren't open as far as RV repair shops. So we're gonna call everywhere that we can, see if they could get us in today. Most likely not gonna be the case, so see if we can be seen first thing tomorrow. And I think it just makes sense to look around this area because it's not safe to drive much further. So we'll just kind of get comfy here until we can get it fixed. And I'm making coffee. Just trying to do what I can. Stay tuned. But I do hope this portion of the video is towards the end of the RV repair mishaps video. Because we are over it.
Smoking gun!
Holy shit. I'm like actually happy to see that, which is absurd. But wait, there's more. I don't know about you. I've never been happier to leave somewhere.
Yep, me too.
We've been at this Walmart for 24 hours.
You feel that? That's trailer brakes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we gotta focus because we're driving, but we found the problem. We are leaving the Walmart in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We're gonna attempt to make it to Stone Mountain tonight. It's about a 4-hour drive. We don't want to set up in the dark, but we're just gonna start driving and see where we get.
If we ever get out of this parking lot.
If we ever get out of this parking lot. Happy trails. Lesson number 1 is the handier that you can be in RV life, the smoother it's gonna go for you, and the quicker and the cheaper. This is under warranty still, but we would have been waiting months for it to get fixed and then had to stay in Tennessee. We would not have made it to our destinations.
Not to mention, we've taken this into the dealership already for them to look at it, and they said they repaired it or they couldn't find the issue.
Yeah.
So they get it sent back to us, so we had no other choice.
Great point.
Lesson number 2 is use your resources. We're part of the Keystone Arcadia Facebook group, and the root cause was in there, and we read it probably 100 times, but we just didn't want to go to that level to try to fix it, because there are, a lot of other explanations it could have been.
And we didn't, yeah, the list of the potential issues was so long. It could be from the truck all the way to the brakes, to the 7-way pin, to, there's so many different things that it could have been. And we didn't know how easy taking the hubs off to get to the brakes was. So we didn't even go there because we're like, crap. And then you have the potential of, well, we might break it even more if we try to monkey with it.
That was my concern. It's a wheel. You don't want to screw up a wheel.
Yeah, pretty vital piece of our machine.
I watched a lot of YouTube on how to do that. So we went to AutoZone this morning and bought grease and cotter pins. The essentials to make me feel comfortable that we could put it back together. And we did it ourselves and we figured it out. I'm surprised. I was down there cutting wires like
Edward scissor hands up in
never
here.
moving again. A big learning lesson too is like, you're gonna feel defeated at times, but you've always got to just stay positive and keep moving on to the next step. Because if you just dwell on the fact that like you're stuck and no one can help you, you're just gonna like run in circles and be depressed. So I was super stressed, but I tried to always focus on, okay, what do I know? What can I try to figure out? And just keep on moving forward.
Keep finding a solution.
Keep working towards a solution.
Yeah. And make a plan and be kind to your spouse, to your partner, whoever you're traveling with. Thankfully, we've had a lot of problems in RV life, so we've already worked through a lot of things. So at no point did we get angry with each other or fight or like
Yell
be a meanie.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Like, we're both in this together. Like, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. I'm not mad at you. You've got to work on like channeling your frustrations. It's a really weird feeling once you do go through like these problems. You're like, I'm so mad. Before this, I'd be crying. I'd be crying right now for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's so darn frustrating.
Yeah.
And you feel so helpless.
After this, a flat tire, you're gonna be like, oh, flat tire.
I got it.
Nothing, no problem.
I'll get the tools, babe.
Yeah, you'll probably be like, just stay in the truck. I'll go take care of it. Yeah.
Again, I recorded something this morning and I said, I hope that this clip, these last few minutes of this video, whatever this video looks like, I hope that this is the end. Let's wrap it up. I'm ready to have a boring stretch of travel.
Yep.
No problems, please. No bumps.
I agree.
But we'll be prepared if and when problems arise.
Yeah, we will. That we will.
All right, let's get to Georgia. The goods have been retrieved. Back on the road. Yikes. We haven't even left Buc-ee's. We'll investigate later.
So as you saw in the drive, the disconnect light is still coming on. So now I'm gonna check this tire. This is the last tire to check. We haven't looked at the hubs yet. I just want to see what the wires look like. Sure enough. So these wires are a little bit frayed because one of the clips came off and it was making contact with the metal part of the brake hub, which would have ultimately caused the short. Alright, so I reattached the clips. I put some of the electrician's favorite electrical tape on the bare wires to hopefully keep it from touching the metal, keep us from shorting out. We're headed to Florida, and once we get there, I'm going to replace this brake magnet, that brake magnet. I'm going to look at the other ones again, potentially replace the entire hub assembly on the rear tire. But it's just sad.
So big question through this whole process that we've been asked is, does this make you want to sell your RV? Does this make you want to throw in everything and be done with RV life? Has it crossed our mind? Sure.
Well, what's crossed our mind is like, is the universe giving us a sign that we shouldn't be? But
yeah,
we don't see it that way. We see it as just, you know, the saying, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And this is that same situation that we're learning, we're growing. It's part of the experience. We knew going into it, there'd be issues.
So we're not gonna give up RV life because we've been giving up experiences like this. It took us 3 weeks to get from Wisconsin to Florida. We've had an awesome 3 weeks. Definitely highs and lows in the last 3 weeks, but we've been giving up these experiences. And this life is crazy, but it makes us stronger people. It makes us a stronger couple. And this is just all part of our story. Speaking of repairs,
Door doesn't shut.
WTF, mate.
Let's hope we can get it back open now.
Until then, the next adventure. Yeah. Good morning from the St. Petersburg Distillery parking lot, our harvest host. What a blast. This area is so fun. We only scratched the surface, but we're glad that we got to spend the day there. Now we're just making some breakfast. We're gonna hit the road. Final stop, Bonita Springs.
And to elaborate on our final comments yesterday at the beach, where we said we would not give up this life, given all the problems we've had. It's because we love it. We get to do things like this, explore new towns, or staying overnight at a distillery and checking out a new town is so much fun.
And make eggs in a parking lot.
Make eggs in a parking lot. But we also just love this rig. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. It's the only rig I've ever been in that feels more like a house than it does an RV, honestly. We've always said we could live in like a tiny house. And this feels like a tiny house. We love it.
Agreed. It's our tiny home on wheels.
Also, we've invested a lot in this rig that I don't want to go through all of that with the new rig. Two things, one being the problems. Every new rig is going to have problems. Hopefully we've solved all the ones on this rig. And the other thing is the solar and the batteries, which you saw in the last video. We put quite the investment in there and
we're committed.
We're committed. I feel good about this rig, I do.